And that's just like, I really need help. But, okay, so like wherever I'm going or whatever I'm doing, if I'm staying home, I will try to take pictures here, and I see some interesting photographs I want to go take right now. And I'll just post things. I have lots of photographs that I can go and look and see what if I don't have anything interesting.
Yeah, what I've done, it's really funny because I've been pretty much, I like to research things. So I look at, what's the best way to use Facebook and, how much to post, or the top 10 things you should be doing. I've done that, Facebook, for a long time, and I just redid it again after about 2 years, about a month ago. And when I got on Instagram, it's the same thing. It's like, what are people saying? Not everybody says the same thing. Some of the same things, and some people say, "Oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that." I'm like, okay, well, it's worked, because I've tested different things. So it's working for me. Ain't gonna change when it ain't broke. Even though it may go against. I'm a market disruptor. I'll do things different, just to disrupt the market and get attention on that. So what I've looked at, depending upon what I'm going to post and the purpose of it, right? Because I use my personal, professional public figure page on Facebook. That one is for a certain purpose, and so I'll do so many posts, and I try to do it sequentially, or I try to do on the topic at hand that I want to cover. And I usually do about 2 to 3 on that per day, or every couple of days, because the people will start wanting more and attracting it. On the personal, I'll copy over now some from Instagram. I'll do it at the same time. Sometimes I won't. It just depends on the content. And I use my personal, as people have told me, my peers that are speakers, now I really know who you are, because I touch on subjects like spirituality and personal development, or even business tips, some motivational, but they want to see me, who my core is. And then I'll weave in even my personal and business stuff too, right, to help people. So I cross-market, cross-platform them very carefully. It's taken me a while, what works for me. And on Instagram, I'll do, my goal, I found out what's worked for me is 3 a day, about 2 to 3 hours apart, or 3 hours apart. And it's worked out really good. I found a timing sequence there for me. And so what I'll do usually a day or two before, maybe the evening before, when I'm kind of decompressing, is I'll search to the topic at hand I want to do and find quotes and things like that, and I'll weave it in, those purposes and stuff. There's a lot of good content out there that you can look for, quotes from, Aristotle to whatever. I just look for things that tie into my purpose of the platform that I deliver to people. So, and one of the tips, by the way, which I never even thought about, but it was across the board on all the tips and all the different professionals and even Facebook. And I went to Facebook to ask what are the best tips, is to ask your followers, personal, professional, a question. To ask them a question. I'm like, duh. Yeah. Like, duh. How did I not even think about that given what I do? So, and sometimes I get a lot of responses, sometimes a few. And I think sometimes people do not want to answer the question. I'll get like, please share your experience, whatever, and I'll get like 30 likes or 40 likes, but only maybe 8, because they don't want to share it. They don't want to reveal themselves. Right. Be transparent.
They like to read other people's.
They're voyeurs. They want to be transparent, though. And part of the purpose of asking questions is to support you, but also to create a dialogue. So, anyways, just the whole thing about how many, like I said, it depends what you're trying to convey. And how often you want to do it. If you're just going to do selfies and animals and food, or politics, that's one thing that you want to do. It's just, I bring that up because we all get that, right?
Yeah, we got to stay away from politics.
Oh, that's block, and unfriend at some point. I make no apologies for that whatsoever. Because I can't stand negativity, politics, or even personal. And some things, like I was just reading something last night or this morning, I'm like, why would you share your personal life in that realm to the public?
Right, yeah, I don't want to know that.
It's TMI.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you guys a question on LinkedIn, is because I've been working on a strategy last week, and I've really for a long time started working on LinkedIn seriously. And I'm seeing other people in the corporate America world and what they're posting on LinkedIn, and it's making me very confused. I was told always, LinkedIn is a business platform. You need to handle it with serious business research articles. But now I'm seeing people putting quotes, inspirational quotes, all the kind of things that I would normally put on Facebook or Instagram. So what's your take on that?
You know, I have an Instagram account. I make sure that my profile picture or all my information across all platforms are identical, but I don't really use it. When LinkedIn was first created, it was created primarily for people looking for professional positions, organizations. Yeah, basically a job or search. That was really their foundation originally, or most of it. But I haven't been on it to see what you're seeing there.
I wouldn't do
I'm
it.
curious. I wouldn't do it at all. No. No.
Just because they're doing it there, that's not the right platform, I don't think. But I do know that the best practices right now for any top pin, like your top pin on Twitter, your top thing on your Facebook account, you have your top video, and on Instagram you should have your call to action.
Yes.
And a
Bingo.
and a video.
Yeah, on Instagram.
On Instagram.
It's just changed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They've opened up a new business profile.
I just saw that. I haven't looked
No,
into
it was
it.
like 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
but I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Well, maybe we'll take a look at it this afternoon and figure that out together.
Jeanette?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. So you mentioned that you do the auto posting. So you go, it's a similar thing to Hootsuite. So it's anonymous, so it doesn't show, so Google would look at it and think that you personally just posted it, right? Or do they know that you're still using an auto?
Well, no, they know that Paperly is an auto thing. But I'm talking about I don't think that you need to be posting 24 hours a day on Twitter. That's not real. My account, you'll see I'm sleeping sometimes, or I'm up in the middle of the night. And Jeanette's got insomnia again, my kids say. I saw you up at 3. So it's real. And it's what I'm doing. And it's, it's like it could be business or it could be fun. It's just about me. On my Joy to the Home account, I post things that have to do with homes and interior design and real estate. I don't post about me. I might post, say, well, my friends and I were talking about real estate today. That would qualify to be on my Joy to the Home. But on LinkedIn, I am just doing this right now because I'm looking forward to what I'm going to be doing later. I'm just establishing a network right now. I'm not really making contacts with these people exactly. I'm just building a network because LinkedIn will email them for me. And so when I get ready to do agent media marketing, I have a whole list of my own real estate office company people all over. And if they don't want to pay me $4.97 to be on Joy to the Home Journal with the zip code, they will pay me a percentage of their commission when I give them a referral. And it's all through my back office on my computer. I have United Real Estate where I go in there and I get my broker to sign, I get them to sign, and their broker to sign. And it's all there to where it's tracked by United Real Estate, that if they sell something to this buyer or this seller and I gave them that name, I get 25% of their commission. So it doesn't really matter if they're paying me $4.87 a month or if they're going to be my local person, because I'm advertising in Joy to the Home Journal. If there's no broker listed, that's me.
So there's some posts that you have a topic that you put into something similar to Hootsuite. I was wondering which one that you use.
I don't use Hootsuite at all.
Right.
I would have to look. I have a lot of my account set up, and you'll see it has auto quotes. I think Tim Ferriss has an auto quote system. I'll have to look it up on my website.
Okay.
I'll look it up in a little while. But the only reason I keep all of them going is because people will go into like manageflitter.com. It's a weird name for managed Twitter, but managed Flitter. Nice seeing you, Ron.
Picking up the kids.
I know. Manage Flitter, you go in there and you can see who's not been active on Twitter and you can clean them out. So it's not much point in following people.
What's it called?
Manageflitter.com.
Manageflitter.
You can clean up people who are not following you back. You can clean up people who are not real. Like I will go in there and I will see who's fake and that I'm following and their fake accounts. Well, I believe them. If they say they're fake, then I unfollow them. I don't want to follow fake accounts. I want my account on Twitter to be good, and that's why you'll see I have 150,000 people that I follow, but I have 200,000 that are following me. Well, those 50,000 are probably accounts that are not active, but I still get credit for them. And I don't really want them to unfollow me, but I unfollow them because that makes me look better to my rating for clout. But I don't know that clout is even in existence anymore. It was really important for a long time. And they would rate you according to, if you had more followers, like if you had 100,000 followers and you're only following 5 people, they would give you an A, like that was perfect. But to me, that's not true Twitter spirit. Twitter spirit is where it's a conversation. You follow people back. You know, you don't ignore them, you follow them back so that it's polite.
And it's not really announced when you unfollow, is it?
Well, no, but they can find out because there's a program that follows and says, oh, this person unfollowed you, and they'll put it right in your tweet, and then that looks really bad. Like, oh, Jeanette Joy unfollowed so-and-so, you know, like, oh, well, if it's a spam account, well, no wonder. She blocked that person. I don't think they say that.
And then just to touch on what Vince said, because I see the difference between, on one hand, having separate accounts for personal where you might put about you, which I can see where I might do that for business, personal, spiritual, that kind of thing. And then my business, which is going to be the nutrition, health articles, science articles that have to do with stem cell research or genetics or anything like that. But then at the same time, he said he makes sure all of the information is uniform. So what's on Twitter is on LinkedIn, is on Facebook, is on Instagram. It's all the same posts on all platforms. But that's all the same posts on your personal platforms and all the same posts on your...
You don't want it to be all the same. You want it to be variations.
Oh, okay.
But coordinated together. And that's why what I wanted to talk about when I really need some big paper, but maybe we'll just get lots of paper and we'll make a
So
plan.
you don't share your Instagram posts with Facebook or Twitter?
I do. I share Instagram. Now, this is interesting because my kids told me, don't put words on your Instagram account. That's out of style now. But you know, it is out of style for the kids. And they're the big people on Instagram. But it's not out of style for people that are my age because I see them all still doing it. So it's like, okay, I can listen to what they say, what my kids say, but on Instagram, what you want to do is post a picture, and then in your first comment, you put all your hashtags, and you put like 30 hashtags, but you don't do that on Facebook. So it's really not the same on Facebook as it is.
You wouldn't share that on Facebook?
Well, it's funny you should say that because part of the protocol, again, looking at all the different, which, you know, Facebook, ask the questions, call to action was the other one. And one was no more than 3 or 4 hashtags.
On Facebook?
Yep.
Right.
And still people are still doing like 10 or 20.
Yeah,
or
because
more.
they don't know that you're supposed to put that in the comments.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
do it, they put it in their post, and they put the first thing they do, like write a comment in their post, right?
Yeah.
Which shows up above,
Uh-huh.
right above the photo or something.
Uh-huh.
And then it's like it says containing all the hashtags.
Yeah, but you don't do that.
They said about 3 to 4.
And where do you put the hashtags in?
I don't put any more than that, period.
Oh, and are you saying to put them in the comments?
Put them in the comments. You can put 3. I only put 3 now up on when I post to Facebook. Because I don't usually use hashtags much in Facebook. But unless it's like one, if I want to tag CEO space or something like that, or some event I'm at.
So then are the 30, 40 okay to use on Instagram?
On the comment. The first comment. In the comment, yeah.
I'm putting them after my words, you know? Like
Right, when you put in your Instagram, right, you put a photo like this morning, right? If I'm on it, and then you can put a comment to your photo, just like where Facebook shows above
Yeah.
your picture,
Yeah.
your whatever you want to say in
Yeah.
the photo. On Instagram, it's a photo, and then you put your comment in, which shows below it. It's the very first comment.
Yes, that's what I normally
That's what she's saying.
Oh, okay, but I thought that, you know, like when people comment under your thing, that's where you would put it. After you've put your wording in and then
Well,
underneath.
your wording though is under, in Instagram, it's under the
Yes,
photo,
okay,
which is the
now
first
I'm
comment.
So you calling it
Not-
first comment?
yeah.
Okay, okay.
It's considered that first comment.
Okay.
That way people can respond and do whatever. So if you go to Instagram and look at it, your
Yeah.
account, and look at
It's
people's
lunchtime.
posts, and scroll down, you'll see that's what they do.
Okay.
Again, it's just kind of a reverse of Facebook.
You know what doesn't work for me, and I don't know how you guys feel, is I engage a lot in asking questions, and I do that with Instagram too. But then you ask a question, and it's almost obliterated by all the hashtags after the question.
Yes, it can happen. One of the things I do, I like to people have a tendency to write no paragraphs, no splitting paragraphs or things like that, right? It's just one long dissertation of words. And I by the way, I don't read long Facebook posts. I mean, if somebody wants to post a picture or something, or someone they want to have to continue and it scrolls down almost like that much, it feels like on my phone, I won't read it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing they tell you don't do, do's and don'ts on Facebook, from Facebook, and how it's to write a story, get your point out quicker, as much as possible. Because people won't read it, they won't have such short attention span, just like you were saying the other time, Joy, about the books, people's attention span is about 80 pages now. 80 to 120, give or take, but yes, right around that ballpark, it's no longer 250 pages or whatever. I just read something that came across it yesterday that said the same thing. I wasn't looking for it, it just happened to pop up and I saw it. So, when you're saying get lost, on Facebook, when I put something in like that, not that long, but I'll do it, space, do it, you can do hashtag out space, then the hashtags.
Okay.
So that way you can see it,
Yeah.
you see it,
Yeah.
boom, and then.
Yeah, and then what about putting your hashtag within the words of Facebook? Like yesterday I wrote about the Oscar fashions, for example, and I went, so it's that time of the year again, hashtag Oscar Fashion 2017. What do you think of the hit and miss?
I like it like that. I write with the hashtags
Do
all
you?
the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to make sentences and put the hashtag in with the
Okay.
keywords.
But that's actually, I've seen that, I haven't used it yet, but that's pretty brilliant because again,
It takes more time,
Yeah.
but it makes more sense. when you
Oscar
read it.
hashtag 2017 versus hashtag Oscar 2017.
Oh.
I mean, that's what you're saying, right?
No, I'm saying putting the hashtag within your words as opposed to.
That's what I'm
at the
saying,
end.
like Oscar hashtag,
No,
oh,
hashtag Oscar fashion.
Okay.
It's part of, it's a normal hashtag.
within
Within.
your comment.
Yeah.
Within the sentence.
Within the
Oh,
sentence.
yeah, see?
Yeah.
I rarely see that, and I was wondering, and I haven't looked it up yet, and I do so much research and so
Yeah.
busy. That's one of the things I was curious about, is now, why not put it in what you're saying?
That's what I do all the time. I will hashtag a
makes more
phrase.
sense.
Of course it does, but it
Because-
takes more time. People are lazy, that's why they put it at the end.
Well,
No, they think they have to put it at the end, I think.
Okay.
yeah, I see, you don't have to, but that makes more sense. It's like when you do when you're writing something and you're noting something else, and they put they put a 1 or a 2 or what, for the footnote. Basically the same thing, but you're saying boom right then and there where to go to.
Yeah.
And you go to sentences when they have the hyperlinks words, right? And when you look up stuff and it has hyperlinks, like I was just looking when you were talking about that one service, I forget what it was earlier, I went to the page and they had the hyperlink words in there. And like, terms and conditions was in blue in the sentence, same thing, right? I think it's brilliant.
And what hashtags are you choosing? Those 30, 40, are those your keywords around your topic?
Well, you're supposed to go and research your keywords and use the ones that other people are using so that they find you. But when you have a small account, you're supposed to use the ones that are down a little bit, like instead of being ones that have 100,000 hashtags, maybe ones that have 50,000 or 20,000, because you're going for the smaller groups. I don't know why they want you to do that, but that's what I read.
So how are you researching those keywords?
I don't.
Okay. You just put them in, yeah. Like
Because-
hashtag success, that's going to be something that's going to be popular.
Yeah, I'm trying to build my own Joy Express hashtag.
So that's.
And then I use Joy Train and Success Train because that goes over from Twitter, and that's just kind of like my group, my people. And real estate, I can do real estate, but I do Canyon Lake because that's where I am. And I put, design psychology, I might put a hashtag for that because I'm a design psychologist.
So then would you advise to come up with your own personal hashtags that, like my company name says professional impressions, hashtag professional impressions?
Yeah, I would use that on everything that you do. And every time you put a what you do is you have something in your computer, if you're doing this from a laptop or from home, there's a system. Do you know which one it is, Vincent, that does, it's a program where you have on your computer and you do like control thing and then it will do that whole set of words following it. It's like a shortcut.
Would you know that?
Short code.
Would you know, Phil? Because
I know it's possible to do, I don't.
I used to have that system. It was on my last
I know what you're talking about, but I don't
keywords.
remember. I believe I did use it, like learned a long time ago, but it's been so long, I'm not a clue.
I had it and then I got my new computer and I never put it on there, but we need that. We need to find out what that is. It's a program that you buy and it's not too much and you download it on your Mac and you have your own, you make your own thing and it makes your own stuff and so that you could have all of your stuff, but you could have it, where you cut and paste and put it into every comment. But if you just imagine if you had 2 keystrokes, that you could do it and it would just put it in there, fill it in for you. That's what we need.
Oh, yeah, I should have done it and find out what that is. Okay,